Okie dokie, indeed. Let's get this show going. Bots, how you doing? Mr. Showers? What is shackalackin'? You're up pretty late. Yeah, you could absolutely see a solar flare this late. Just depends on what side of the earth you're on. Alright. So, let's just get at it. We'll just get right at it indeed. Ooh, I don't think I need to use any attack boosts because I think I've got a fair bit of time before. I think I've got, yeah, over a week, so okay. We're good on those for sure. Yeah, okay. We may end up using one or two for the 4 stars tomorrow, maybe. But as far as the 5 stars go for now, we're fine as is. Finished my summer class, only took 13 hours. All right, well, it's done and over with now, right? All right. Yeah, that'll probably be the quickest. So let's go. What are you up to at this kind of time, Mr. Showers? What you doing? Yeah. In fact, I mean, got him stunned. Don't have him knocked out, but that's about to happen. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Grinding for a champ? Yeah. But I'm streaming currently just because there's arena to be done, and I'm not that tired, so I may as well stream while I do it. But yeah, I'm trying to get the 5-star Psycho Man. Not because I want Psycho Man, just for another 5-star and to use tech resources. Oh, actually, you know what? We have a level up coming up. Yeah, it won't be while I'm streaming because I think it's about 5 hours away still. But well, for the most part, I'm really concentrating on getting 5 stars ranked up. But I should check right now because I think I have the resources I would need in order to take. I think I'm going to take Professor X to rank 2. Yeah, I think that's going to be my next rank up, most likely. Mr. Billy D, how you doing? Let me just check and make sure. Because I used the snapshots to get the T4CC selectors, and I picked mutant for all of them. Let me see. So we would still need some more mutant T4CC to take Omega Red to rank 3, and I'm not going to do that until he's awakened. Oh, I still need 1 mutant T4CC. Oh dear, I didn't realize that just to rank 2 was 7. Okay. Do you know the ideal sig for Starkey? He doesn't really... there isn't really any specific number. Just the higher it is, the higher his crit would be. If he's over 50%, or if he's under 50%, the higher his block proficiency would be. So let me see here. So mine is at 200. Great power above 50%. Spider-Man's taunts last 2 seconds longer, and each charge of poise grants him an additional 510 critical rating. And great responsibility. Below 50% health, Spider-Man's chance to evade an attack increases by a flat 7%, and each charge of poise grants him 92 additional block proficiency. So, yeah, there's no... let me see. Let's see here. And I may as well bring it up on stream. I don't think that there's any real specific number that you want. Just You don't have to like get them maxed out. The higher the better. Here, and we can actually look at, well, no, let's look at it as a 5-star Stark. There we go. 5-star, I'm assuming rank 5, right? So yeah, the higher you go, the higher it goes. There would not be any real set number. You kind of, no, it increases. Basically, a dupe is where you're going to see the biggest benefit, or maybe Sig 40. And after Sig 40, you don't see it really increase too much. Because at Sig 40, it would be what, about... No, it doesn't even double, does it? Yeah, because we would go for power, which would be green at the 40. You're looking at... Yeah, I think if you were going to put SIGs into them, I'd go 40. It doesn't, yeah, it increases pretty steadily. Like every 20 SIGs, it looks, yeah. But pretty much the awakening is, it's not even doubling from awakening to max SIG. So, yeah. But I would say, yeah, if you had a awakening gem, put it into him, you could be happy. If you got a natural dupe, that'd be great. And if you had some extra SIGs, yeah, you could throw them into him and be okay, but you wouldn't have to worry about any kind of specific number, really. All right, let me get out of these things that I'm in. Oh, gun. That's all up and good to go. Okay. All right, now let's get back to it. 30,000 points for Marvel Insider, not bad for collection. I sent you a screenshot to Discord. Okay, coolio. Yeah, I think I didn't use a gem on him on Starkey, and I probably. Ooh, yeah, let's do this. I may have put SIGs into him here and there, but I don't think I ever like really targeted him. He's Diablo worth R2 if you don't run suicides. Well, the suicide part for him, it's more the awakening. If he's awakened, I mean, you don't need suicides. Yeah, you would not running suicides. You would just lose out on his sustainability. That's basically what it comes down to. However, not running suicides, it really wouldn't matter if he's awakened or not. Your damage would still be there. It's your sustainability that would be affected. Not having suicide. So, yeah, that would be fine, as long as you're looking. But I think the appeal for him is his sustainability. The sustainability does great damage with the poison. But I think what really, if you don't run suicides, I don't know if he's that much of a consideration, really. Because if you don't run suicides, you've got tons of other champions who basically do what he does, which is the damage, right? Well, the damage, but then you'd also have sustainability off of your L1 and letting him drink, and off of your L3. Shidian, how you doing? How was your early morning, late night coming along? Well, the reason I was interested in him, though, was because I do run suicides. I don't think I would have been interested in him if I did not, actually. I don't think he's a champion where you have to run them. Well, there really is no champion that you have to run them. There are a few, obviously, who benefit greatly. He does, sustainability wise. And then obviously his damage would increase just because of having the extra attack. But I'm assuming you probably don't have Doom if you're considering him. Yeah, I wouldn't rank to him if I did not run suicides. I'll leave it at that, I guess. But I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, it's not a necessity, but I think there'd be far better options. But like I said, I'm guessing you probably don't have Doom. If you had Doom and you're not running suicides, then Doom is an excellent option. I wouldn't really concentrate on Diablo too much. I came here to watch because I'm bored and can't sleep, and I got a headache. Tried to follow what you're talking about. It's okay. I'm getting a headache. Try to think of what I'm talking about. Oh dear. So, Shady, do you play MCOC? Just came across a random stream. Got Doom R5, but not 6-star. Nope, just a Marvel fan. Okay. This is a pretty fun game if you're a Marvel fan. It's a pretty fun game even if you're not, just to kill some time and stuff. But I don't think it's the game to get into currently, just because it's pretty buggy. And I think it's pretty frustrating for people who've been playing for a while. So I think it'd probably be even more so for somebody starting out, really. And Jacob is the local... the local. We'll leave it at that. I was going to say something more, but I couldn't think of anything quick enough, so we'll just leave it at that. Jacob is the local. I was going to say local pun master, but yeah, he hasn't really mastered the art of the pun. What's your prediction on the compensation? I'm so lost. It's okay, dude. It's okay. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. My prediction on the compensation. Well, what do you mean? Like timing or items? Or if we're going to get compensation? I'm kind of wondering if they might just come to the conclusion that, hey guys, this is the way the game works now. Have fun. Because we've gone through a month of this. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, but you should be able to see the chat, though. Hang on. The chat that's coming from YouTube, you should see in Twitch. Let me just make sure that's actually coming across. I see it. Okay, you are see. Okay, good. Yeah, no, because like it is possible that sometimes like it wouldn't. In which case, yeah, it would be like, what the hell is this dude going on about? Okay, it's all good though. Yeah, so anything you type, anybody viewing on YouTube can see, and vice versa. Anything typed on YouTube, obviously you can see. So any Squirrel Girl? As in, do I have Squirrel Girl? Yeah, I have the character. I don't really use her. I just use her. So what I'm doing currently in the game, it's just called Arena. So just arena matches, and that's pretty much the only place I use Squirrel Girl. She's a fine character in the game, but there's characters who are much better than her. So because of that, I don't use her. I don't use her outside of just doing arena. And arena really isn't that significant, like as in difficulty. The main purpose for arena would just be to get the in-game currency, which is units. That is pretty much one of the biggest features of it. And you can get new champions from arena. You can get new champions from crystals and from arena. For myself, I'm usually in arena just for units. Right now, I'm in it for units, and then I'm also trying to get a new character. I don't go for new characters too often from arena. But the last month and a half, I've been going for new characters more often than usual. Squirrel Girl, she's been in the game for a while, but I think when she first was introduced to the game, yeah, no, she's been pretty average from the get-go. There are other characters who have been introduced in the game at different points who, when they first come into the game, they're like the must-have champions, but they drop off very quickly. And there's other champions who, when they're introduced to the game, there's other champions when they're introduced, it's kind of like meh, whatever. And then as people get experience with them, they realize just how powerful they are, and then they become kind of like must-haves. And then there's other characters who come in strong, and then over time just really drop off. I might try the game on Sunday because I got D&D tomorrow, so I'm not going to start before that. D&D Dungeons and Dragons. Is average bad? No, average is a character that you would invest in because you have no better options. They might be a little bit fun to play, look cool, but there are characters that you would prefer, but you're happy that you didn't get worse characters. If you are going to try the game on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, there's really... Well, I guess there's people streaming throughout the day, but during the week, I think there's much more, or many more people streaming. But yeah, if you just start the game, I don't know if watching a stream would be very beneficial that early on. But if you do try it out Sunday, just to get in a stream, like just look up MCOC live on YouTube or Twitch. Well, on Twitch, just the Marvel Contest of Champions, you'll see who's streaming at the time. Ideally, what I would suggest is if you find, like, while you're relatively new, find somebody like myself who there's not many people viewing, and yeah, go try out the game and just ask a bunch of questions. And if you've got somebody who they don't have a bunch of people viewing, there's a better opportunity for you to actually have a discussion with whoever's streaming. Yeah, and I mean, the only thing I would say though is if you do try it now, just keep in mind the game is not working properly. So it might, I have no idea what it would be like if I didn't know how it's supposed to work. Like maybe it would seem fine, but knowing how it's supposed to work, when the problems do come up, it's kind of annoying. But if I were just to start today, I would know no better. So I saw a video of this game, so I know my favorite is in the game. Is that Squirrel Girl? That's your favorite? I think Scarlet Witch. Okay. Yeah, she used to be like early on in the game, probably the most powerful character. The only character that would have rivaled her at her time probably was Star-Lord, but he was much more niche in where you would use him. and you had to be a better player to be successful with Star-Lord. You could be a pretty mediocre player and do okay with Scarlet Witch, but to do well with Star-Lord, you needed to be pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, this is the only game in general that I played. The only other game in the last few years that I played at all was StarCraft. And I think so. I don't know how this would be like the streaming community in comparison to any other game because I haven't looked. But I think for the most part with this one, especially if you come across um, somebody with a smaller audience, I think most people streaming are going to be pretty helpful. I don't know if they're like, yeah, I don't think you're going to, like, even if you start off and you're asking, you know, what would be pretty basic questions for starting the game. I think at first somebody might think you're trolling, depending on, you know, like the very basic questions, just because it's, you know, your first time playing. But once you explain, yeah, you're just trying out the game, yeah, people will be very helpful. I would assume that's probably the same for most games, though. Maybe not, though, because I know, like, I used to play World of Warcraft years and years ago, and I tried to get back into that last November. And I mean, the game's obviously evolved from when I played it, so it was like 12 years ago that I played it, 10, 12 years ago. And so it's changed quite a bit. But, well, in game, I didn't really have an issue because I mean, the basics are still there. But I could see, like, people streaming maybe not being so helpful to somebody relatively new to the game. Mr. Fans, how you doing? From Mexico. Excellent. Unfortunately, I only speak English, so I prefer just English in chat, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to communicate. Marvel community is nice from what I know. Yeah. Who the hell is that Momad? Oh, you're asking if that was Momad? Yeah. Oh, so he's so what's been happening recently too in the game is that they've been buffing champions, existing and in some cases relatively new champions. I think just to kind of even out the playing field for the most part, so there's not such a discrepancy between the super good and the really crappy characters. And Mole Man is a character that when he first came out was pretty bad, but they buffed him early this year, and since then he's become quite good. I think he may have been one of the few champions that's quite new to get a buff. Because, I mean, it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, right? If you just introduce a character and then right away you have to make them better. Actually, you know what? It's funny. Just thinking about that. So he is... wait, did he and Squirrel Girl come out at the same time? No, I don't think they were the same time. They were close, though. But I think Squirrel Girl could use some love as well, actually. I play Marvel Strike Force and Future Revolution. I used to play Marvel Future Fight and was a streamer back at Marvel Heroes, so I've been in Marvel Community Gaming. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't played any other games. This is the only mobile game I play. I have 2 other mobile games on my phone that I log into. I just log into out of habit. I don't really pay attention to what's going on. One of them, it's so stupid. Like, all you do is you go in and collect resources. It's a space game. You go in and collect resources and you build, like, ships and stuff. So that's all I do is I go in and collect resources. I don't do any fighting or anything else in it. I don't even know why I still have the game on my phone. I think I just have it on the phone. because I did play it for quite a while. But this game, I started playing about 5 or 6 years ago, and I'm still playing it, which I gotta say I'm kind of surprised. I would not have expected to be playing this game so long. But it's pretty fun though, once you get into it. The graphics are spectacular. Yeah, the graphics are quite good. The gameplay is pretty good too. Other than, like I said, the current state of the game. The controls don't necessarily work as they should all the time. And unfortunately, the company isn't very good at keeping the community up to date on where they are and fixing things. So, yeah, so I don't know if you saw, like somebody asked earlier, what my thoughts were on compensation, right? So, because the company is so terrible at communicating, we've had the problems for a month, but we have no idea where they are with the resolution. We have no idea what compensation would look like or anything. So, yeah. But we're still here, getting her done. So you're quite into Marvel then. Do you collect comic books, or did you collect comic books? So if you saw that little pause there right at the beginning of the fight, that's not the stream, that's the game. So like that's one of the current issues. That might also be a device, well, not specific, but more prevalent on older devices. So like I'm running an iPhone 8. So if you had a 11 or 12, that kind of thing you might see less. Used to, now I buy books that have old comics in it. Okay. Yeah, I used to collect comic books from 13 to probably until I was 19. And then when I went to school, to university, I didn't buy any comic books then. But yeah, for a good few years, that was my main hobby. I think the only other real hobby I've had for any length of time would have probably been World of Warcraft. But I played that for about 6 years. And I mean, that's not really like, I would consider that a hobby, I suppose. But the only kind of collectible hobby would have been comic books. So where are you from, Shaidian? Am I saying your name right? This is another problem. So the game crashes quite often. Oh dear. Parasite, how you doing? I played card games in national level, so I had more than one hobby. Okay. Like poker, or? Hey, there was about a 6 month, no, it was probably about a year where I was really into poker. Pokemon, Magic, oh, okay. Okay. Is Magic still pretty popular? Because I never played it, but I know that was like a pretty big deal. In Yu-Gi-Oh, I never played the game. I was into the cartoon for a while, or the anime for a while. Doing great, thanks. How's the grinding going on? It's okay. I was gonna go to bed because I think 2 more runs, regardless when. So another 10 million. So I started here at 8 million, but I think 18. Well, we talked about it earlier. So I think just 2 more runs of the 5 stars is sufficient, regardless. But I figured I wasn't going to be able to go to sleep, so I had the 5 stars off cooldown. So hey, why not get it going? Get her going. Aaron C, how you doing? Boy, there's quite a few people who are up late, hey? Okay. Up late or up early? Pokemon is the one I got furthest in and Magic still popular as I haven't played in years. Okay. Okay. Pokemon started as a card game, right? Or did it start as the cartoon? Yeah, it started as a card game, right? Mr. Quack! Gee, it's been a while since I've seen you. How you doing? How's your morning coming along? Started as a manga, then anime, then video game, then... Oh, okay. Okay. So it basically started off as a comic book then, pretty much. All right. Mr. Flair, look at you and the manners. Okay, Quack. Very good, very good. So what are you guys all up to? I'm guessing those of you over in the UK are probably just rolling out of bed. Actually, this is the last, 3 nights where I've been streaming quite late. Well, late for me, early for others, I suppose. Oh, you son of a gun. You son of a gun! So is this mode separate energy or something? No. So for Arena, you don't need to use energy whatsoever. There's a gold entry cost, but it's like 100 gold, which is insignificant. But what you can do, the only energy requirement is when you're doing regular questing, and outside of that, and then you also have an alliance mode. You have an alliance quest and alliance war, and those are 2 different energy bars. So overall for energy, you've got 3 energy sources or energy bars in the game. One is for your normal questing, story quest, or monthly, daily questing, and the other 2 are the alliance-based ones. But Arena you could do without any energy cost. So if you've used up all your energy and you still want to play the game, yeah, you can just hop in Arena. Knock some stuff out. Flexus, how you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen... The only thing I've ever seen really for Pokemon was just the cartoon. Ooh, I did watch the Pokemon movie. Or Detective Pikachu, I guess. I've been okay. I've been alright. What about you? What have you been up to? I was checking out earlier today, but you were not online on your regular time. Yeah, I haven't been. Well, I don't know. I don't really have a. Yeah, you mean like the well, that would be like around 7-ish your time, 7 p.m. ish. Because yeah, there was a while. I guess I go through phases of when I stream. Like there was a while where I was streaming at around like 8 to 10 my time in the morning. I think that was mainly when I was going for Sun Chi in the featured arena. And then there was a time where I was streaming around 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon my time. And then the last little couple days where I've been streaming starting at like 11 p.m., 1 a.m. Yeah. When I first started streaming, I kind of had a schedule, and for about 2 months I kind of stuck to it. But I found after a while I didn't really like that, because then I felt like I needed to be streaming at that time, and there were times where I didn't want to, but because I had the schedule set, I felt I needed to keep it, and I much prefer this one. It's just random. But as a viewer, I think it could be annoying. Like if you expect to see somebody at a time and then they're not there, which I think is one of the reasons why BG is like, because he's reliable, right? Like, every evening at roughly a certain time within, half an hour, he's going to be live. There's a few others that are really consistent with their times, though. Like Lord Shadow is really consistent with his time. Oh, that might be about it. You exactly match my 6-star reset time? Wow. Gwenpool failed. The flip is just like I'm gonna make it look like she did. Yeah, not too bad. I started the Psycho Man grind, but kept losing streaks, so lost. Oh, really? Okay. Were you going for him? Oh, yeah, Enzo too. Yeah, good point. Yeah. And Enzo is pretty much right after... No, there's about an hour between the two of them, right? Something like that? And they both go for about 2 hours, I think. Oh, I think Lefty has a specific time too, and I think he's pretty reliable with his time as well. It's funny though, because I think a lot of people because I don't know if Seaton ever had a schedule. I know when I first saw him, he used to do arena on Sundays. He doesn't do arena. He doesn't really do any streaming anymore, other than the initial clear of the monthly event. And then if something big comes out, he'll stream the initial clear of that. But yeah, just regular gameplay. You don't really see him streaming too much. I can't hit the featured, but could possibly nick the lore. Okay. Yeah. This feature, though, I don't really know. Like, I've got my prediction at 95. I think that's too high. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's too high. Like, I think high 70s, low 80s is probably going to be sufficient. I do think, though, that out of the Arena Nexus or Arena Selector, I think Diablo is going to be the most sought-after character from the options. Enzo exactly streams at 9:30 Geneva. Yeah. It's a hard one to call, though. Yeah. All of the characters in the Selector have been around a while. The Diablo buff, though, I think is probably the most significant. Because I don't think... Now, I did try King Groot and Venompool. I beat up Winter Soldier a couple times with them. Neither of them, for anything I'm looking for, seemed like they would be a good replacement or a good option for me. I think in the case where people don't have other cosmics that can get the job done for things, then I think they would be good. But if you've already got some decent cosmics, I don't think either of them would be too appealing. I think they probably, with their buffs, they are definitely more valuable within the cosmic class than they used to be. But I don't think it really shook things up. Whereas the buff for Diablo, that took him from like the bottom of the pack for Mystic to top 5. For sure, top 5. And I think conditionally top 3. So yeah, so that's why I would say Diablo is probably the most sought after one from there. How you know what character can be used? Is it the med kit thing? Yeah, it's their abilities. Their how hard they hit. It's kind of like a puzzle. Like you need certain pieces to go in certain places. And if you use a piece that doesn't fit in that spot, it's just not going to work. Now, it's not exactly like a puzzle, because you can make something that doesn't fit work. Well, not work, but you can get through it. It's going to be costly. It's going to be difficult. But if you have a very good solution, Or you know what? Maybe a better example is tools. Yeah, I think a better example is tools as opposed to a puzzle. So yeah, you bring the right tool for the job. So yeah, like for example, if you need to saw a piece of wood, but you bring a hammer, well, it's not going to work out too well. You might be able to get it done by just breaking the wood, but it's not going to be as smooth and as clean as using a saw. Venom Pool is fun now, but don't think he'll be an option for much content. Yeah, so what I was looking for from him was to be a counter to Spider-Verse champions. He can do it, but it's not right out the gate. So for one of the iterations of Map 7, for AQ Map 7, I'm on the Spider-Verse lane, and I take... So I used to be taking Corvus and Proxima for his evade charge, and I've always had Venom since I've been taking that path. I only use Venom for maybe 2 fights. I could use him for more, but Corvus Proxima worked out really well. Now I don't take Proxima anymore. I take Sun Shi. He works out really well for it. For me, because I have Suicide, so I start off with the 3-hit combo to drop off Suicides. Then I do the double medium to get the slow debuff on the opponent, and then just go to town, and it works out really well. So I was looking to Venom Pool for maybe replacing Venom, and yeah, I don't think it would work. So I'll just stick with Venom. I thought he was talking about the refresh on Arena. Oh! Okay. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so if that's what you were talking about, Shidian, depending on the star level, after you use them in Arena, there's a period of time where you can't use them. You can use units, the in-game currency, to remove the cooldown and then use them right away. But unless you're trying to put up a huge amount of points, then you don't. Yeah, the med kit thing. Yeah. Yeah, so that's just the help option where you can request to your alliance to help you out. So if they respond, it reduces the amount of time for the cooldown. So if you've got a very active alliance who are on the ball with hitting the help button, then you could reduce the timer and then get to use your characters more often. It's not a huge impact, but it helps over time. And that was a pretty useless rant than the first thing, eh? How long is cooldown? So it depends on the rarity. So the 6-star characters have the longest cooldown. I think they're at 11 hours. The 5-star characters, which are the ones I'm using currently, I think it's 7 hours. The 4 stars, it's maybe 3 hours. And then the 3 stars and 2 stars are it's like maybe an hour. But your 6 stars will give you the most points in the arena that's specific for them. And so like the arena I'm doing now, the 6 stars and the 5 stars will get me the same amount of points. And because of that, I don't want to use my 6 stars, because if I use the 6 stars where they get more points, it just makes more sense. So for example, so that you've got the featured arena and the basic arena. If you use your 6 stars in the featured arena, they get their full amount of points. And in that arena, if I run all of my 6-star characters, I get 7.5 million points. In the basic arena, where the 6 stars score the same amount as 5 stars, I can run all my 6 stars, but I'll only get 3.2 million points. So yeah, it's quite the difference. The tangents are strong in you. So you can do with crappy unit while waiting. Yeah. 6 stars, 11 hours. 5 stars, 6 hours. 6 hours? I thought it was 7. Okay. And 4 stars and below are 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, I think the 6 stars used to be 12 hours, and then they reduced it. There's quite a few characters in this game as well who I had no clue were characters in general. Like Hitmonkey, for example. Until he was introduced in the game, I'd never heard of him as a Marvel character. So, Shaidian, could you see getting into streaming any other games, or that you're not really into that anymore? That's in your past life. Okay. Oh, well, there's another issue that's happening in the game, where you go to parry your opponent and it doesn't register, so you end up getting hit. Although, actually, to be fair, that might have been my fault there. But that is one of the current problems in the game. I'm going to start again when Mar comes out with next version to get more eyes on the project. What's Mar? Is that a Marvel Avengers something? I looked it up as a joke, and now I'm confused. It says Hyperion beats Superman. I've seen Hitmonkey in Hulk and the Agents of Smash series. Okay. Yeah, I haven't read a comic book in, about 20 years probably. I haven't bought a comic book in more than 20 years. Marvel Avenger Alliance read. Okay. Is that a mobile game? Or is that on console? What are some of the most popular mobile console games currently? I haven't played a console game in forever. I played Halo a ton years ago. And other than that, I think the only other console game I really played was Final Fantasy VII. And I bought the PlayStation because of Metal Gear Solid, and I bought the Xbox because of Halo. And then I don't know how I started playing Final Fantasy VII. And when I first saw it, I was like, why would I like that game? But I really got into it. What's bigger currently, anyways? Computer games or console games? I would guess kind of computer, because that would be where the esports are, right? It was a Facebook and mobile game that got shut down but taken from a person to remake it non-profit, so legally acceptable. He turned it into a... Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. The one game, it's a couple years ago, I'd seen previews of it, and I was really thinking of... It was a computer game, but I was really considering getting into it, was Anthem. And then when it came out, I don't think it lived up to the hype or what was portrayed that the game was how it was gonna play. And so then I just never bothered. But it looked, I just really liked the concept, and it looked really cool. I don't know. I've always liked the idea of humans controlling like suits or robots or whatever. I really liked Mech Warrior way back when. I thought that was a pretty cool game. I think that was probably the only video game that I ever played that was like the aspect of the game. There was a movie too. I think it was maybe called Robot Wars or something that I quite liked, and it was basically you no longer had wars, regular wars, like where armies fought one another, and countries would resolve their conflicts by humans piloting these massive robots and fighting. And whoever won, well, then that country won the battle or the war. Yeah, I think it was called Robot Wars. If you ever like getting disappointed, get excited for the new Call of Duty every year. I've never been into first-person shooters. The closest would have been Halo. I mean, that wasn't a first-person shooter. Well, no, the original Halo and Halo 2, I think, was. But then they had all of those spin-offs. But yeah, that would have been the only first-person shooter that I ever played to any extent. But yeah, I never got into Call of Duty or... Wait, would Fortnite be considered a first-person shooter? No. Overwatch. I never got into Overwatch. I never even played Doom. Like the original computer game. Ready Player One is the way the kids are now. Yeah, my nephew is like that's pretty much all he does is video games. He used to be really into Overwatch, but I think that's like old news now. I don't know if he was ever into Fortnite. I know I've been thinking of getting back into StarCraft 2 actually. I was doing Arena earlier today, and I was like, I could go for a match or two of StarCraft 2. I want Oasis. I want the Oasis. Okay. What's that? The only thing about video games or computer games for me currently is I like this, like the mobile game, because I don't have to be at my computer or at my desk to play. I can go out in the living room, lay in bed, whatever. I could be out somewhere else. Whereas with a computer game, well, I've got to be right at my computer. Oh, the Oasis. Okay, yeah, from Ready Player One. Yeah. That took me a second. Have any of you tried VR? Because I don't know if that would really change gaming. I would think so. Maybe not in its current state, but the idea of just being immersed in the whole world, right? Rather than, you just look at a screen and that's it, but you turn left or right, up and down, and you play VR every day. Okay. What do you play? Oh, I've seen a couple Twitch streamers. I think it's pretty cool. So they have the VR goggles on. You can see what they see, but then you can also see them. And I like that. That's kind of cool. It has changed gaming for me. Yeah, I bet. That would be hard to go back to, wouldn't it? Like if you've been gaming through VR, then to go and sit when you're just watching a screen, like what a difference, eh? Yeah, I've never tried VR. I would try it, but I'm not really into games in general to like really look into it or anything. I play Echo VR, Pop 1, Beat Saber, and a lot of Stride recently. What's Stride? I'm probably not gonna do VR ever. It caused me pain without me using it. So wait, you walked by somebody who was using VR and they hit you? Sandy, how you doing? How's your morning coming along? You know, I think what I'd like to do, which I guess in a sense is what I'm doing right now, but stream and just shoot the shit. Like, just, I guess for the Twitch side, it would be just chatting, which I think that's mainly a girl thing. But yeah. Although, I don't know, playing like this, it's not too bad too, because it's, something for the viewer to watch while you have your conversation. My ex started dating a person she met through a VR chat site. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. But I mean, that's not really the issue of VR. That's the issue. There was the ex, right? Like, regardless how. Well, that was probably going where it was going. But yeah. Stride is a parkour shooter. Oh, okay. Interesting. I loved it before PS5 came out in stores. My buddy works in a store and got pre-testing, did a race car game. So happy I want VR rally. Okay. Very bad. How's Daredevil buffed? Bad or complicated? Like him or easy? I think the only thing for Daredevil really just made him a little bit annoying as a defender, as where for the Hell's Kitchen one anyways, where he drops off any debuff, so he doesn't necessarily stay stunned if you stun him, and then where you can't phase, or like he'll bypass invisibility and stuff. But I don't think as an attacking character it really did much for him. Parasite is everywhere, dude. You gotta watch out. He is everywhere. You know what? So what I was just saying about the shooting the shit. Another idea would be, like, if people were to, well, it would probably have to be through Discord, but if people were to take a screenshot of their roster and wanted to discuss, like, champions to focus on for rank ups and stuff, that'd be another option too. So rather than playing the game, and everybody could chime in. Actually, if I were to do that, though, I think I would want to have somebody else on call, so that it would be my opinion and somebody else's, like as far as the voice part of it goes, and then people in chat could, make suggestions as well, because that is something that a lot of people ask, right? And I don't think that there's necessarily ever a 100% accurate answer, because it really comes down to what somebody's trying to concentrate on, who they like to play as well. And it's not even though that, if somebody says, here's my roster, who do you think I should rank up? Just because of the suggestions doesn't mean that's who they're going to do. And in some cases, it could just be a matter of reinforcing what they were already intending to do. So Solar, which one? See, there you go. Which one would you say? Hulkbuster, R5, or I-Bomb? R5. Well, thinking with those two is what either of them do is very different. So that they would be applicable to very different circumstances. Hulkbuster would be if you want somebody tanky, good power control, a little bit of effort to get to the power control. An I-bomb, poison immunity, poison dealer. Yeah, so very different circumstances. I think both are good for Cav EQ, depending on the global node at the time. I think Hulkbuster is probably more applicable because, like, so currently the one you have to have a shock on them or a power drain effect, and I think there's another iteration that is an armor break, and Hulkbuster will do all of those. There is one iteration for this science that is a weakness. I don't know if the weakness and poison go hand in hand. They might be different ones. But the one thing, though, between those two, if prestige were a consideration, I-bomb would be the better way to go. It seems you're being matched versus worse team differences than the start. Like the teams I'm matched against are higher rated. Yeah, because as I've been going, my teams, their rating is lower because I'm using lower ranked champions. So the opponents are gonna seem a little bit stronger overall. And it could also be that I'm just not paying attention and I'm picking harder teams to fight against. Because old age and tired and just not paying attention. Solar, good to see that most of the people in chat in my alliance. Dan, Bemore, Doobie, Hervey, Icy. Let's see. Arenas are getting more worse, crashing every 10 minutes. The crashing, though, is also partly my phone. Like it's an iPhone 8. So I think somebody with a newer phone, they may crash, but not as frequently as I do. But I don't think the reason for the crashing is not the device, it's the game. But I think the older the device, the more prevalent that problem will be. So, Parasite, what you're telling me is that I need to be in your alliance, basically. No, the teams are worse. Fine. Oh, okay. 2G will be in on night streams. He will be sleeping at the. Oh, okay. Parasite experienced the most of it when playing Incursion. Ooh. The worst for me ever incursions for a crash was I had done a couple fights. I got to the boss. I used the heal because I was pretty low health, and then I used a couple health pots prior to changing the room so that I would still have item use for the next room. So I got to the next room. My champion was at full health. Looked at the map to see which way we're going to go. Blah blah blah. Good. So got all that done. Moved up, picked the hack, moved to the thing. Good. I'm sitting there for a couple seconds before I hit fight. I hit fight, game crashes. Come back at a half health. That one really pissed me off. I would have been okay if I hadn't just used the heal from the final node, and if I hadn't used the pots, that would have been okay. But yeah, after doing all that. And then, because I was just idle on the map, right? I wasn't doing anything for a good 30 seconds. But as soon as I hit fight, down it goes. Oh, that pissed me off. As I always say, the game doesn't have bugs. It's only our devices update the phone every month while updating the game. I am probably going to get whatever Apple comes out with next month. I will probably be getting. Main thing, though, I'm looking for is just so that they have the old home button. So it's not just the facial recognition, which I believe whatever they come out with in September, that was the intent. And main reason was simply because of the last year where people were wearing a mask and then they had to remove the mask in order for the facial recognition. So yeah, so if the home button is back, I will be going for that most likely. And I don't, other than the game, there's no reason for me to have a new phone, but I do realize that eventually even Apple will stop supporting the iPhone 8, so I'm gonna need a new phone at some point. So which buff you liked the most for this month? None of them. I tried. Well, I don't know if it's really fair to say I tried, because I only used Venom Pool like 3 times, King Groot once, which took the same amount of time as Venom Pool 3 times. And Hood, I actually haven't paid enough attention to. But I don't think the Hood, well, no, I probably should actually try out the Hood. But of the champions that are available in the arena selector, Diablo. Yeah, I think his buff of those 6 was well, I think it shook up the Mystic class to an extent, and no other buff in there did that, I don't think. Apple 13 to 12 was a flop, but the new iPad Pro is a success. Okay. I got an iPhone 10, but I can't imagine this game on a phone. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that play it on an iPad actually. And I would not buy an iPad. Just because for an iPad for me would only be this game, whereas the phone I'm going to use for everything else that I currently do. So before I moved to where I am now, my old place, I had a treadmill, and I used to pretend to be like healthy and stuff. I'd get up early and go on the treadmill and eat properly and blah blah blah. Anyways, so what I would do on the treadmill, I'd usually be on there for about an hour, and I would have, so I do have an iPad. It's an old one, but I would just load episode. I think what was it? I had on there mainly Smallville, because there were just so many episodes. So I would load an episode of Smallville and watch it while I was on the treadmill. And so yeah, if I still did something like that, I could see getting an iPad. But as is now, no, I would not. I would not go for an iPad. Yeah, so just stick with the phone. Just Apple has more crashes. Android has lag issues. I think either of them new are not too bad. Because people who've got iPads aren't really having the crashing problems. They're having other, like the control issues currently. But I don't think that they crashed anywhere near as frequently as I do. I do see a few people with not old, well, newer than my phone, but kind of old phones who crash regularly, not as frequently as me, but in India, mostly Apple is worse. Almost 95% uses Android because the memes are heavy. Have to see one kidney. Yeah, the Apple devices are pretty damn expensive. Yeah. Absolutely. I never really had any lag. My iPad 5th Gen has sucked so bad since game was crappy in X's. I switched to 7S and it's running smoothly. Occasional crack every hour or so. Okay. Groot looks decent. Haven't tried Venom Pool. Hood looks meh. I don't think the Hood buff was anything really that different over what they did in February. He has the potential for that crazy damage on the heavy if you stack the staggers. He doesn't have the... Now, the one thing that I really liked when they first came out with the Hood buff was the healing he was doing. Holy jeez. That was crazy. That's not there. He still is healing. or lifesteal, but it's not, yeah, not the crazy OP, which was not intended. But I did like that. Yeah, I think for the featured arena currently, people are going for Diablo, and I think probably mainly for the dupe. If somebody already has Diablo, yeah, they're just getting him awakened. You might find people going for him both rounds, but it would mainly, which I guess makes sense, because people who are doing these hardcore arena grinds probably are running suicides, and with suicides, an awakened Diablo is pretty damn sustainable. So for me, it's heating. I don't know why. Yeah, so 2 summers ago, I think it was 2 summers ago, people's phones were excessively heating up due to the game, and that went for a long time. And I don't think they ever actually addressed it. Like it eventually an update happened and it stopped, but I don't think Kabam ever said, "Yeah, we're causing your phones to overheat." My iPad can parry, but where the heck is block gone? Champs running forward on their own? Yeah. The game is not in a good state currently at all. For higher game, it's lag or crash, mostly like PUBG or BGMI, or but MCOC is big, not bigger than these games. Crimbo equals Christmas. Just don't like saying that word as it's August. Yeah. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Although the way the heat has been here, jeez. I don't know. I think. No, I think there's been snow every year I've been here for Christmas, but not necessarily a lot of snow. But yeah, with the heat we've been having this summer, it keeps up. Might be having a pretty brown Christmas. Always face in the middle of opponents. Specials are champs are hunting. So, which champ you like the most overall in the game? There's no one particular, but I really like CGR, Sungshi, and Claire. And the reason I like them is just that depending on what you want to do, you change up the way you play. So you're always having to think what you're doing as you go. I really like Omega Red. Yeah, I think he's quite versatile. I like Ghost. Don't use her very much. Yeah, but I don't think I could pick any one champion in particular. What about you, Sandy? Is there any champion in particular that you really like or dislike? You and I got used to the new timing. Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna simply say, "Hey, the game has changed, guys. Deal with it." If they do that, well, then no compensation for the last. I think it's going to end up being 2 months. No more free sorry gifts for AQ. I kind of expected that we were going to see some notice today to say, you know, we're shooting for another week to apply a fix or something. Maybe we'll see that on Monday, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna give notice before pushing out a fix. It is quite possible to push out the fix and just say, "Hey guys, there's a fix for the controls issue." But yeah, if we don't see a notice on Monday about something upcoming, then we're looking probably at least 2 weeks into August. So, Donga, how you doing? How you doing? Well, I have Havoc, and I'm assuming that is Kingpin and Apocalypse. There's champs are for fun. Okay. Apocalypse. Ooh, I quite like Apocalypse actually. Like use wise, I like Apocalypse. He's a lot of fun. You know what? I think I'm gonna get to 11 or whatever I'm close to, 11 or 12 million, and then just go into. Okay, so we're at 11 million. So if I do another 5 million later on today, that will take me to 16. Overall, I want about 18. I think 16 is gonna be fine. But why don't I just go into ROL with a couple of different options, and at least do the first 2 fights. So if you guys have any suggestions on who to try, actually, you know what? The first one I'm gonna do, because it's a mutant team that I quite like using, and I think overall it works out really well. How good is Barefoot? 6-star? Any idea? If you're talking about Sasquatch, I don't use him. I have him rank 1. He's unduped. His duped ability is more defensive, but it's good for sustainability overall. But he's not terrible. But yeah, he would be at the. Yeah, he'd be probably mid-range for Mystic Champions. He'd be pretty mid-range. So let's go with you. And there's a couple different iterations for this team, actually. So if I'm going to focus, if I intend to use Apocalypse a ton, I would take Strife. Then we will go with this, and this. Okay. If going in to do intercept or just move forward, it's like a magnet, plus on plus, negative on negative. Yeah. Weird stuff. Game needs to close for a week to fix bugs. Yeah, people have been saying for a while, like, just don't do an update for a month and spend that time resolving the issues. They would lose revenue because the new stuff is what is going to have people paying. But I think longevity of the game, losing revenue for 1 month is going to be far better than I really feel that if this isn't addressed by the middle of this month, you're going to see a lot of people taking a break. I mostly wanted Falcon and Heal Gem for Nick Fury. Yeah. My problem is though running Suicides, Nick isn't as great. I mean, he still does crazy damage when you get to the real phase. He'll drop off the bleed and the poison, so in a sense that's fine. Oh, what? Wait a second. That should have also shown... Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. Because that should show... Huh. The mail should also show, because I haven't collected them, should show the items from AQ, but it's not. All right. Okay, so let's go and do a run of this. So with this team, for the most part, I would make X-23 a horseman, and then I'd run her pretty much every fight other than Wolverine and Vision, and she gets through it pretty decently. So we'll use Mr. Apocalypse. Did we get a compensation again today? No. That is what I have there is the last compensation. I just haven't collected it because I'm capped on Glory. So I will actually probably be holding on to that one because we have a month to claim that one. So I will probably hold on to it for a month. Because the AQ rewards, when the Glory store resets, I'll claim the AQ rewards and I will use the Glory and then I'll be capped again, so I won't be able to claim the compensation. Which is fine. I'm quite okay with that. So those big numbers are because of running Strife with Apocalypse. With Strife, it allows your L1 and L2 to do more burst damage. It's pretty substantial. Further substantial indeed. Will we get rewards at 23rd to 30-day rewards at 7-day? I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Sandy. So now we'll make X23 a horseman. Go to town. Go to town. And probably what I'll do is use Apocalypse at Storm. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just do. I won't go that far in here. I'll just do a few fights and then bring in another team that I kind of like to use. Obviously, the fastest would be using CGR. And probably just doing Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel, and then resetting. Like if you were farming health pots, anyways. Yeah, so X23 definitely isn't the fastest for this, but I don't know, very sustainable, and it's pretty much just rinse and repeat, like over and over doing the same thing. So it's not too bad, not too bad at all. Oh, we could go through this Diablo actually. The T4B Basic 4-star Ultimate Crystal Legendary Crystal and T2C Alpha Fragments. Oh, are you talking about for the Summoner event? Okay, so let's come in here with. Don't know what team I want to bring in. Let's try Diablo. Yeah. Let's try Diablo. Where are you? There you are. And let's go. I don't want to do... So I think with this synergy, he will make the poisons passive and they're going to increase the damage. But I don't think... Let me see. On his L2, I don't think they'll pause the duration. First hit reapplies all personal poison effects on the opponent. Yeah, so I don't think it will do that. This attack is unblockable and deals a burst of 1200 energy damage. This burst of damage increases by 20% for each buff and poison that the opponent has gained this fight. See, I don't think that damage increase applies to the passive poisons, but I'm not sure. That is Legends calendar last week. Oh, okay. All right, so I think we're going to skip... Well, you know what? Let's try it once with this. Yeah, the stun really doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Don't matter. Let's do layup. And ooh, this could actually get interesting. And is there anything else that would really make any difference? Not so much. So I think, No, there's no overall. Yeah, these are only going to benefit Doom and... Oh, wait. No. So I was thinking to bring in one of these. No, that wouldn't help anyways. Doing good. Regain 5% of power, spent on any special attack. So I don't really know who else I could bring in here to help out at all. Maybe we could just go with the stun. But yeah, okay, let's do that. And we're gonna go with the passives and see what we get. So what I wanted to see was on the L2, it's gonna reapply. First hit reapplies all personal poison effects. So that's what I want to see. So we're gonna get to an L2 right away and try it. And then once we try it, we'll reset without that synergy and see if it does make a difference. So the damage from them being with the synergy is a fair bit more, which not too bad. Too bad at all. So we want to get a few poisons on him before using the L2. Okay, let's see if we can't get one. No, damn it. Okay. Yeah, see, it didn't reapply them, did it? Or did it? I'm not too sure. Alright. Let's try it without the synergy. Only 7 more days to go. Where men can be men again. Premium League is back. No more debating nonsense. Love Island with wife. Oh yeah, Canada's women's team won the gold at the Olympics for soccer. Which I think it was, yeah, it was our first time winning gold. I don't know if that was the first that we'd ever gotten in general, but definitely at the Olympics. So who would I bring in then? Damn. Oh, I just realized there were 2 things I actually wanted to try out here. Yeah, okay, let's bring Leclerc. Not for anything in particular, but because. Just because. And what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to apply one of Mr. Fantastic's pre-fights so that any debuffs that are applied will do more damage. And the one thing with that is I think I need to keep knocking down the opponent. So it's this one here. Reduce the potency of defenders' damage over time debuffs by 25% and increase the potency of those effects against them by the same amount. This does not affect abilities that trigger at the start of the fight. So, oh yeah, so this is not... Oh, okay, never mind. I was thinking, what is it that... No, yeah, this is dependent on them being knocked down. Let me see. Let me see. Because I think it refreshes when you knock them down. Okay. Can have up to 9. These debuffs each last 15 seconds and are refreshed when the opponent's knocked down. Which, considering with Diablo, if I'm going to be throwing my heavy 8 ton, they're going to always be knocked down. And I don't think, yeah, I don't really want to run any of his pre-fights. Nope. To nullify 1 buff every 2 seconds, I'll have to move. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. And we'll throw our L1 a couple times so that our L3 will generate more poison debuffs. Do one more L1. Might not even be able to get to a L3. We'll see though. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, really? Come on, man. Oh well. So much for that part of things. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, the sustainability. 2 specials, and I'm still at a full bar of power, and that's 10% from recoil. And now we're going to apply, what is it, 22, 26? We're going to apply a bunch of poisons. 20, there we go. Do a heavy. Good. Yeah, just ticking him down. Ticking him down like crazy. If we could have gotten enough power back for the L2, kept those poisons on him all night long. Mm-hmm. There we go. There we go. There we go. Canada's ladies team beat USA. Am I correct? Plus, will Canada let them back, or will the quarantine them? Yeah, no, we beat the US to advance to the gold medal, and then we beat Sweden for the gold. Okay. Let's go one more team. Go with Sun Chi. Oh, I know another one I want to try here. Let's go with Sun Chi. And yeah, Claire's not really going to add much to the team for the couple fights we're going to do, but this is what you know what? Actually, let's do this. Yeah, because we're not gonna. No. Yeah, stick with that. Okay. Be back in a while. All right. I'm probably gonna just do this and maybe one more go at ROL, and then I'll be heading off. But I will probably catch you for the next one. So we could have hung out at the L3 for a little bit and just increased our charges a little. Because for the most part, I want to be at about, which one is it? The 20 chi charges before I use the L2. I usually find around 20s game over. Ah, man. That sucks. Tried to run in, but well, it didn't happen. Surprise, surprise. Ooh. And we didn't get... Right. So this should do, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, the next L2 should finish this off. We'll get one more charge just to make sure. There we go. So I wanted to do this, use him for Juggernaut, because his slow is going to come in handy there. First, the bird to hand. No, that stun didn't last as long as I was expecting. So this one, we're going to hang out at the L3 for a little bit, just to work our way up to the 20 charges before we throw the first L2. Oh. So once we go through these charges, we'll go with the L3. Let's reset before we get there. Good. Although, pretty much once we're at the next L2, she's almost going to be dead anyways. Yeah, game over there. All right. So now all we got to really do for Jugs is just keep the slow up, and we are golden. And we'll drop off the bleed and the poison right away. Maybe not right away if he's going to back out like that. Get the slow up. Go to town. I'll let the good times roll. Oh, without getting hit. And same thing here. We'll get to probably about 18 or so charges before throwing the L3. Mr. Jesper, how you doing? How's your morning coming along? Oh, that was a little bit too slow on my part. I'll make up for it there. So he's gonna, ooh, okay, there we go. Got the slow on him, and I'm not too sure if this is going to finish him off, but let's see. Yeah, it took care of business. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so one last team to go with. Which could make things very quick. But yeah, just would really depend on the RNG, pretty much. Okay, and let's see. And we don't need to be heavying necessarily. Don't need to worry about that too much. Let's bring in... Yes, this should do just fine. I'm doing good. What about you? I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. Started off working my way through some arena, and then got to, I think, a pretty decent score. So I should be able to finish that off tomorrow. And figured I would come in here and do a little bit of this nonsense. So here we are. Here we are indeed. Yeah, so we're not really seeing that crazy burst damage without strike, which that is the point of that synergy. By the time we get to another L2, we should be able to pretty much finish this off. Well, we'll do an L3. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to use Apocalypse. I'm only doing 2 fight. So we're not going to be using Apocalypse again anyways. Did I tell you that I got I-Bomb from the 5-star Nexus in the store? Yeah, I think you said that on the stream last night, but yeah, congratulations. It was a good pull for sure. Oh, show. And that is game over. Also got my 3rd 6-star champ. It was Hulkbuster. Yeah. Yeah, and he's not a bad champion at all. And especially like if you're starting out with your 6-star roster, yeah, he's a good one to get. So we're gonna make her a horseman. You don't really need, because we've already got the extended debuff duration with Sakurai. And we'll get the extra attack rating though. So let's use that. Let us use that. So were you happy about Hulkbuster? Oh, ooh, that. Oh, wait, does that only... I guess so. Let's see what our L2 does. We got lucky. Nope, not gonna matter. I was hoping for a stronger bleed there, and then we could have refreshed, but tis what it is. Go for an L3 this time. Might get lucky. Yeah, okay. So activating that negates the extra duration from the Sakurai. The extra duration on the stun. Which makes sense, because that's a passive, not a debuff, I suppose. I'll have to check that. See if we get a decent bleed here. Come on. Come on. Oh, hey. Not a bleed, but that was a pretty nice L2, 120k. Not too shabby. Ireland tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. GMT. Be watching ladies boxing. Kelly is from Portland. Inner City, Dublin. I'm from Portland Place, but hopefully she gets gold. Plus, pub's kind of back to normal tomorrow. Oh, nice. So my 6-star champs are not bad. Ronan, Red Guardian, and Hulkbuster are all useful. Red Guardian, yeah, he's not somebody you'd use a ton. Ronan, he could be okay. But yeah, Hulkbuster is definitely your best option there. So... yeah, so Hulkbuster is going to be good for the extra large variant and for the tech variant. The only champion that would be better for the tech variant would be Sentinel. And that's only because Sentinel has a specific node for it. So. Okay, so this time we're not going to activate Mag's pre-fight. And we should get the extended duration on our stun. Just from the Sakura, the extra second. The extra second. Yeah. Because that allows us to get the 9-hit combo. The 9 hits. And we'll go with an L3 to start off and then go into the L2s. Oh, that's a nice critical bleed. Too bad we're not going to be able to refresh it. Damn. Oof. Oh well. 12k? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's see. Game over. Still on, I see. Yep, about to head off. About to head off. Green Groot, Sasquatch, Hulkbuster, Eye Bomb, and Red Hulk. Yeah, what are we at? We're at, oh, pretty much 2 hours. Okay. And it's 2:30 in the morning. Well, probably won't be up too early. Whenever I do get up and get my day started, I'll probably be on and finish off what I want for the basic. I want to put up another 5 million, which a run of the 5-star should do, a full run. And then probably just do another 2 million and we'll be
Ladies
done
and
with
gentlemen,
the basic.
We got him.
Oh, yeah, I still have the 6 stars. No, because they're not going to be off cooldown for a while. Well, hopefully next time I see you, I get to see Squirrel Girl in action. Well, let's see something. Not going to see much because I think she's only rank 3. So she's not going to be all that powerful. But let's have a quick look. Oh, well, have a quick look. I don't really even, I've never really used her outside of Arena. So let's see how this goes. Start the fight with a permanent fury buff, increasing attack rating by 10 with help of my meter reaches 0, hits, okay. Let's bring that one in. Squirrel Girl, development. Okay, so that's not going to do any good. That's not going to do any good. Okay, so we'll go with that. We'll bring in good old St. Nicholas. Nicholas. And let's go with this. Actually, let's change this up a little bit. Let me see. 2%. So let's not worry. Let me see here. Let's go here. Yeah, Let's try that. We don't really need Nick now, but we'll leave him in here. Let's have a look. So is she like one of your favorite characters from the comics? I might not do her justice, but let's see how it goes. So the only thing I really know about her is you can build up some bleeds on the opponent, and then you do a heavy. And if you've got enough bleeds on them, when you do your heavy, you can do some pretty crazy damage. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I mean, that was okay. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, she could do a lot better. Let's see what we get now. 5%. Well, I guess that's not bad because he's a couple 100,000 health, and she's only a rank 3. So she makes you laugh a lot. Yeah, I don't know anything about the character. You know, she's getting through the fight. Not too bad, considering she's just a rank 3. So not too bad at all. Get to her L3. Ranks are something I have to learn. It's just the increase of the champion power, basically. You start off with like a level 1, rank 1 champion, and then as you go, you rank them up and then level them up by using something called ISO to increase their power. So for pretty much all of them, you start off at rank 1, level 1, and then the max that you can take them to is rank 5. Currently in the game for 6 stars, the max you can take them to is rank 3. We should be able to take 6 stars to rank 4 probably this year. But it's been a long time coming because it's been about 2 years that the max we could do was rank 3 for a 6 star. So yeah, we're overdue to be able to take them to rank 4. And then eventually we will probably see 7-star champions. But that will probably be a little ways off, or should be a little ways off. Because you don't want to see the next rarity of champions until you can max out your current champions. Tippy Toe is the little squirrel. Yeah, I was doing all this nonsense in the special 3. You don't mess around. So we might not be able to outlast this fight, actually. Because we're at 20%, 18, 16, 15. He's at 20. Let's see if we can get another couple heavies in. So we're not gonna try. We're gonna try not to use any more of our specials because we'll take damage from recoil. So we're gonna have to just use L3 special 3s. So we're tied both at 12. And 300 hits. Wow. Although I was using her L2 a fair bit, which is a bunch of hits. So we are tied for health currently. I need another L2. No, I need a heavy. Come on. This should do it. There we go. Right down to the wire. All right. All right, well, that is it for me. I'm gonna head to bed. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out, and I will catch you guys later. And try it again. I hope to see you in a later stream. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.